invited to the wedding. Keyword, they were invited to the wedding. And when they ran out of wine, the mother of Jesus said to him, they have no wine. Jesus said to her, woman, what does your concern have to do with me? In Nigerian parlance, waiting concern me. My hour has not come. His mother said to the servants, whatever he says to you, do it. Now there were set 6 jars, water pots of stones according to the manner. Let's stop here. So, the reading on 2 Kings speaks to the miracles of Elisha. It is recorded in the Bible that Elisha performed twice as many miracles as Elijah, because when Elijah was going, Elisha asked for double anointing of Elisha. And the Bible records that I think he did about 32 miracles. Elijah did 16. So Elijah was a man of God. And in the text, the first text I read, there were primarily 6 characters in that text. And everything there typifies how we act as human beings, but more importantly, shows us the steps we need to take to unlock God's miracles in our lives. The characters are the late prophet. So the wife said, my husband, your late prophet, your servant. But the key word there was who loved God and served under Elisha. So the servant loved God. Now, the interesting thing is that when I read this, I heard somebody preach on this some time ago, and I read this over and over again. And it kept hitting me that this was a servant of God who served under Elisha, who loved God. But he was broke and actually mortgaged his children, probably as collateral for debt. It's interesting because as human beings, oftentimes we truly believe that, look, because we serve God, we won't have any problems. The vicar 2 weeks ago was talking about when he wanted to have a child and, they got married and they didn't have children. I was looking at that and I said, interesting. People of God will have problems. There's no doubt about it. The only thing about that is that your service to God counts to your ability to unlock miracles from him. And more importantly, in that service, God will not leave you. So he says, the first person, the prophet, the person who owed the prophet. The second person in that second character, interesting, is Elisha. Elisha was a prophet of God. Elisha saw visions and did miracles. Elisha worked with this man. But guess what? The man was still owing too much money. The miracles Elisha did in the Bible were plenty. So you would think that, look, if I'm working for you, one of these miracles, you just, perform a miracle and solve my problems. But he didn't. But he said that Elisha knew God, and I think one of the biggest strengths of Elisha was that even when Elijah, his master, was being taken away, and it's quite interesting how Elijah, even though other prophets told him that your master is going, calm down, you're following him, he said 2 things which are quite interesting. First of all, he always said to God, he always said to Elijah, as long as the Lord lives, 2 things he always said, I will follow you. And to the fellow prophets who told him, my friend, calm down, take down, he always said, keep quiet. So Elisha was loyal to his master and served him. The third character was the widow, wife of the prophet, mother of the collateral children, but one who knew where to take her problems to. I think in verse 1, it says the wife of the man of the prophets cried out to Elisha. Again, the vicar spoke 2 weeks ago about when we have problems. Who do we cry out to normally? The first things we do is either tell our friends, tell our spouses, tell our colleagues, tell our pastor. We tell people our problems. And in life, I've realized that, look, in my last 50 years, most of the time, people can't help you with your problems. The first person you call out to, if you want to unlock God's miracles, is your problem first, then you call out to God. Before you share a problem with other people, share your problems to God. And that's what the wife did. She went to Elisha and said, your servant, who served you, who loved God. So she recalled his